Hey, folks. How you doing? I'm Andrew. I am the face who runs the place. Popcorn and whiskey, special edition, Friday evening. Here we go. That's right. All right, let me do a couple things here before we get started. Make sure everything's going okay. Change this real quick. Boom, boom. Okay, got that going. All right. Come over here. Make sure this is going. Oh, no, not Twitter. I got to go to Twitch. Going to Twitch tonight. Then I get this party going in just a second. Make sure everybody is rocking and rolling. Look at that. Okay. All right. Now for the coup de grace, come over here. Yeah, when you're fancy dancy podcaster like me, I got two screens I'm going on. Look at that. I'm actually live over here on YouTube as well. Let me make sure it comes up here. Look at that. Look, hey. Over here on YouTube as well. Okay. Okay. Wow. All right, here we go. So let's start this party off with a bang. Hello, popcorn and whiskey. Salute. Here we go. That I also got big old bowl of popcorn here, right there. And popcorn tonight, courtesy of the concession stand at the local high school football game. I'm not even going to mention the high school team. But I was working the concession stand. I'm part of the Clinton Lions Club up there. And we worked the concession stand at the local high school. And it was pouring down rain tonight. So we had so much popcorn left over because there's nobody there. And there's no one at the game. So we had a lot of stuff left over. So I brought some home. Because why should I make microwave popcorn when I can get this popcorn? And I did cook it. Or I didn't say I cooked. I popped it. I did all the popcorn tonight. Plus my regular job I do out there. Okay? So, all right. So, what do you want to talk about tonight? Nope. Wait a second. Because honestly, I was so excited to be home earlier on a Friday night. I said, you know what? I'm looking forward to coming on and getting live on popcorn and whiskey. But honestly, I didn't give it a whole lot of thought because I didn't know what I was going to talk about. Man, this popcorn's pretty good. Not buttered or anything. So, it's all right. And for those of you who don't like chewing in a microphone, too bad. It's my show. You want to come in and talk about it? We can do that. Okay. So right now I got wrestling on the TV. That's right. A little bit of WWE going on. A lot of stuff going on with WWE. And yes, by the way, we are being sponsored tonight by my business. I have two different businesses. One is the fitness business, and one is the bank business, the bank card business. I am a franchise owner, soon to be technically a franchise owner. I can't technically say that. So if you're interested in either one of those, the fitness or the bank, let me know and we'll go from there. Okay? Because somebody says that's why you push the you're doing the bank stuff because that's who sponsors you, so that's why you do it. Yeah, Nimrod. Of course they sponsor me. Why? Because it's my business. Of course I'm going to sponsor my sponsors are going to be my business. Of course they are. Duh. Anyway, all right. Looks like the tag team champions are still the same. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are the tag team champions. If you didn't know, they beat I don't even know who they beat tonight. Grayson Lawler and Austin Theory. So anyway, so what's been going on? We can talk. Got this. I don't know what they do with this light right here. This one right here. This light right here. It's always too bright, and if I bring it down a little bit, hold on. But if I bring it down too much, then I got shadows behind me. I think what I need to do is put a couple lights up there behind me to shine down a little bit, backlight a little bit. But I don't know if that would be too much. I don't know. What do you guys think? as you're watching this? Is it too much light back there, or not enough light back there, or what do you think of the background? Do some changing. I'm getting a setup. I like it, but I'm kind of looking to change it a little bit as well. I got to interview somebody who is very big in the field of live streaming a few weeks ago, and he gave me a few pointers. For instance, what he says is I should put it's over the side. I should put my name, scroll my name down here, but I'm not going to because this is my show, and you can see it over here. You can see it, buy me a drink or coffee at andrewplato.com/drink. You can go over there and buy it for me. So you know it's me. Oh, Roman Reigns just came out. Oh, and he's staring at Cody Rhodes. Got a stare down going on. I like Cody, but he has this big old neck tattoo and don't like the neck tattoo thing going on. So speaking of, do I want to get into the tattoos? I'll tell you what, since I mentioned tattoos, and it got me thinking about what is this thing going on with this younger crowd nowadays that they want to put earrings through their nose, like here, make them look like a cow, like if this little thing right here, put in my nose, make me look like a cow. How is that even attractive? I mean, I don't understand the nose ring up here. How is that attractive? I don't know. I've yet to see it, but I guess this younger generation likes it. When I used to teach at a different high school down in Florida, matter of fact, I had some kids show up in class, with their pants hanging around their ass, halfway down their ass, their underwear sticking out. And I asked them why they do that. I said, because it's cool, man. It's the look nowadays. I said, all right, let me ask. Girls. I asked the ladies in the class, all the girls. This is in a high school class. Which girls found that attractive? And none of them raised their hand. They said, matter of fact, some of them made comments that that's stupid looking. Why would we want to be seen with a guy who can't pull up his pants? That was a comment made by the girls. I'm like, good for you guys. So I think that bad's going away, the pants down the ass, I think. But I don't know. I actually saw somewhere like that the other day. Younger generation nowadays, I just don't get it. And I know every time people get to my age, they always say this younger generation. I can pretty much hear my dad and his friends saying about me when his when I was looking back at when I was a teenager, shaking their heads at some of the stupid things I did, I'm sure. But I'm telling you what, working the concession stand tonight, there's so many kids, like 10 or below, that come up there just with a wad of money and throw it on the counter and say, what kind of candy you got? And I point to it and they say, well, what are they? And I said, look at the candy because it's all behind me. I said, look at it and find out for yourself and read the boxes. But I can't believe they just have a wad of money and throw it up on the counter. They don't know what it is. They have zero respect for money, have zero respect for, there's no politeness going on anymore. What is going on? What are parents doing that kids don't have respect or politeness? I mean, very, very few of them do. There's too much TikTok is what it is. If you ask me, Matt. Hey, what do I know? I don't have kids. Which brings up another point. If I am talking to somebody with kids and I say something that they disagree with, and as opposed to the kids, they say, well, what do you know? You don't have any kids. And they're right. I don't. But how come you don't say that when I agree with you? How come when I agree with you to say, well, what do you know? You don't have any kids. But I agree with you, but all of a sudden now I'm smart. It doesn't matter if I have kids or not because I agree with you. That makes no sense to me. So that's what's going on there. Yes, I'm chewing into the microphone. If you don't like it, again, too bad. And if you want to come on with me, come on with me. We'll chit chat. I'm not going to do the phone calls tonight. I don't have that set up. But if you're interested in coming on to me, I'll give you the link. Now, first you got to let me know you're interested. So get on there and say, hey, Andrew, I'm interested, and I'll get you on, and we can do an impromptu chit chat session. Oh, by the way, that reminds me, not next week, but I think the week after, I have to look at my calendar again. I got asked to co-host a podcast. That's right. It's a podcast about podcasting. Isn't that cool? I got asked to co-host, and the guy actually interviewed me the other day, not a recorded interview, but to see if I'm worthy enough, I guess. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, if to be on his podcast to talk about it. And I appreciate the way he did everything. He set it up, because if I'm some goofball, well, how it is I'm on a Facebook page about podcasting, and this guy put out a plea saying, these are kind of folks I want to interview and talk to. If this is you, let me know. So I got with him, and we set up a time for us to talk. And like me, he's always looking for someone that can converse in a positive way, and has a decent setup, and don't have your laptop in front of you with a laptop microphone. And it sounds horrible. And I have somewhat of a decent system going on here. Not the best in the world, I'll freely admit it, but I have somewhat of a decent system, with lights and my little setup here. Could it be better? Sure, it could always be better, but I make and do from what I got, and I think it's an actual pretty good setup. Could I duplicate it again? I don't know, because I jerry-rigged so much stuff, if that's even a term. I jerry-rigged so much stuff to get it working, trial and error. And just what little I know about how to do half of this stuff, I put it together, and it's been working. So there you go. Oh, now we got LA Knight. Man, he's looking good. Taking on Solo Sequoia. Solo's a big dude. He's a big, rough, tough dude from one of those islands. I don't know, Samoa. I don't know, something like that. He's a big dude. I wouldn't want to mess with him in a dark alley, that's for certain. So anyway, so this podcast guy, we were talking, and he wants me to co-host a podcast about podcasting, which is going to be cool. And I went to his page and looked at a lot of the other co-hosts, and he has a lot of co-hosts doing this. So it's not that I'm super duper special. I'm not. He has a lot of people doing it, helping him out, and I think it's a pretty good concept. But he has 7 different podcasts he does. Unbelievable. 7 different podcasts. So, and there, I could go find it right now, but I'm not going to. But the guy was very good. He had I don't know if it was a high quality microphone, but his acoustics when we talked were very, very crisp. That's the most I can say for it, because mine, if you listen, I'm sure I have somewhat of a sorry, somewhat of an echo, because the room I'm in is all windows, and windows are horrible for acoustics when you do podcasting. I do have my little sound room in there that I guess I could go in there when I talk to him, but this is good enough for the time being. My little sound room is for when I do voiceovers, which have been few and far between. I haven't gotten too much voiceover gigs in the last couple of months, and I don't know why. Here, let me get some more popcorn. For those just tuning in, hi, this is Andrew of Popcorn and Whiskey. I am the face who runs the place, and tonight we're just rambling on. We're talking popcorn, talking professional wrestling. Haven't got into football yet, college football. We got NASCAR. There we go. We got 4 more races left, and we got the final 8 in NASCAR. My boy Kurt Busch didn't make it. And thank goodness Bubba didn't make it. God, there's one guy I can't stand in NASCAR, it's Bubba. And right away people say, "Oh, it's because you're being racist, blah blah blah." No, it has nothing to do with race. On my part, on his part, it does, because he's an idiot and all he does is do race baiting. Yes, and if he was in front of me, I'd tell him the same thing. That's all he's trying to do is say how suppressed he's always been. Really, you can't get to that level of racing and be suppressed throughout your life. Sorry. Oh, don't get me started with that one. But this is popcorn is good. But in the final 8, I think I'm going with Chris Buescher, and here's why. When he drives a number 17, and I like that number. I liked it when it was in Roush with what's his name, Matt Kenseth driving it. I liked it then, so I continue liking it. I've always been a Jack Roush fan. Now was it RFK? So Roush, Fenway, Keselowski Racing. So Roush Racing, then was Ralph Fenway, Roush Fenway, and that was Roush Fenway Keselowski. So RFK Racing. I don't know if Keselowski made it or not, but I know Chris Buescher did. So I'm going for Chris Buescher. I think he's got a lot of potential, and I think he's got some short ends of the stick in the past. So hopefully it's going to pan out for him. So we'll see. This week, I think we're at Vegas this week, aren't we? I think so. Isn't that cool? I always say I got to go back to Vegas one of these days. I've been to Vegas twice. Both times were to gamble. Absolutely. The first time was right at the start of the Texas Hold'em craze. Went with a buddy of mine, and we were there for, I think, 3 or 4 days. And our sole purpose was, one, to see the show. What was the show we went and saw? The Amazing Jonathan. Oh my God. Amazing Jonathan was great. If you can find any videos of the Amazing Jonathan, my God, a little bit on the raunchy side, but wow, was he fun. Great show. Loved it. We had a ball. And we gambled. We was playing Texas Hold'em. That's right. And the first time I played, my buddy played before I did. He was in the game, so I was watching the game. And the first time he bet, you can literally see his hand shaking as he's putting out money in the middle of the table. We played at home games. Okay, we go out to Vegas and you're playing with the big boys. In the first game I played, I got snookered and swiped in the first couple of rounds and a couple of hands, and that was it. I look back now, I'm like, I was played big time. I didn't know what I was doing. And I played a couple other tournaments, some games, and won some. I didn't win any tournaments, but I was in the money in a couple of them, and a couple others I wasn't. And then it's just single games here and there, one a little bit here, one a little bit there. Then we played some blackjack, of course. And what was that other game? Caribbean poker. We both like that. We was getting into that quite a bit. But that's something else. That's the first time we was exposed to the lounge singer Fat Elvis. And I don't even know if he's alive anymore, but this was back in the early 2000s. Fat Elvis was the lounge singer. Dude was good. He must have weighed every bit of 400 pounds, dressed like Elvis in the lounge, and he was great. And we'll never forget this. I don't think it's around anymore, but he was, we stayed at the Flamingo, but our home, what we were calling our home casino, was the Barbary Coast. We loved the Barbary Coast for some reason. I think now it's got torn down and built something else. But the Barbary Coast is something else. It was good. Went off the strip and had dinner at some steak place. You get a big old steak, baked potato, and a salad for like $8. And it was delicious. I don't think it's there anymore either. About 3 or 4 years later, we went back, and it wasn't the same. I mean, we had a great time. Don't get me wrong. It just wasn't the same. Yeah. That was in 2003. So it's been 20 years. Holy moly. Yeah, 20 years since I've been to Vegas. I always tell myself I want to go back. I'd go back to Vegas in a heartbeat, and I'd go back to San Antonio. San Antonio was beautiful. Loved San Antonio. I'd go back tomorrow if somebody asked me to. If you asked me to go to New York City, no way. Chicago, no way. At the ATL, Los Angeles and San Francisco, you got to be out of your mind. No way I'd go to those places. With all the crap going on there now, no way. North Dakota, yeah. South Dakota, absolutely. Tennessee, love Tennessee. When it says San Antonio, I'll go back in a heartbeat. Arizona, possibly. I've never been to Arizona. I'd like to try Seattle. just to see what it's like. I know I wouldn't fit in up there with all the. Let's just call them eccentric personnel. Okay, probably wouldn't fit in with those guys, but it'd be different to see. They have something called a Seattle Freeze up there, and I think that's what they do to all the tourists that come in. I forget why it's called a Seattle Freeze. I got to ask about that. The Seattle Freeze. So, I'm not following any baseball playoffs either. Why I just thought of that, I'll tell you. Because I mentioned Seattle, and I listened to Lex and Terry, and it's known that I listen to Lex and Terry. I say it all the time. Lex and Terry is my favorite morning radio program, probably one of the best ever. And I'll match them against anybody out there. And one of the guys, Terry, actually broadcasts his portion from Seattle. And I started talking about Seattle, started thinking about Terry. He talks about baseball all the time. And he's a big Dodgers fan, the Dodgers. Los Angeles Dodgers. That's how it's saying. Los Angeles Dodgers. So, but they're out of it. And so I don't even know who's in the playoffs right now. And so I haven't watched hardly any baseball. And I actually love baseball. I just haven't watched much of it. It's NASCAR season. I like NASCAR. I like college football, as I said before. Pro football, you can kiss my butt. If I never watch another down in college and in pro football, that's fine with me. If it's on, I'll watch it. I don't plan my schedule around it at all. NASCAR, different story. NASCAR, I'll find it on the radio, or if I'm on it around the TV, I'll watch it. People say, yeah, it's boring watching cars go around in circles. You're right. If that's all it was, it would be extremely boring. But there's so much more going on to it. So much more. And that's what makes it unique. Absolutely. That's what makes college, that's what makes NASCAR unique. That's what makes college football unique from the pros versus the pros, because these guys want to win. They have a desire to win. In pro football, they have a desire to get a paycheck, which is fine. I have no problem with that whatsoever. That's why people go to work, to get a paycheck. If you tell me you go to work because you want to help people out, I'd say you're lying. You don't. That's why you go to work, is to make a paycheck. That's about it. All right. So we can debate that one all day long. Same way I start a business. Start a business to make money. You can say, well, I wanted to help people all day long. All right, then do it for free. So don't tell me you didn't start a business because you wanted to help people, because you wanted to make money. And I've yet to hear somebody counter that statement in a logical way. Because it all boils down to money. If you like it that much, do it for free. Well, no, I got to get paid. Exactly, because you're doing it for money. All right, so if you want to debate that, we can debate that all day long too. I know people are just joining us right now. Why is this guy eating popcorn? Why is he drinking whiskey? Because it's called popcorn and whiskey. And I got the wrestling on in the background. It's about ready to be over. Because usually at 9:57 p.m. my time is when it goes off the air. Right now it's 9:55. So they only got a couple minutes left before it goes off the air. I don't know why, but the local Fox stations, the news has to cut in a couple minutes early. So here comes a run in. Okay. Oh, is that Jimmy Uso? Jimmy Uso. So, let's see what happens here. John Cena gives him the attitude adjustment. Okay. He rolls out. Solo Sikoa. Oh, LA Knight does his move. 1, 2, 3. LA Knight beats Solo Sikoa. They're going to have LA Knight. He's going after the title soon, after Roman Reigns. He is one of the hottest commodities right now. At WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes was the hottest commodity, but they didn't have him beat Roman Reigns, which I still don't understand why. Haven't figured that one out yet. Okay, John Cena gets in the middle. Attitude adjustment on Jimmy Uso. And there you go. So Sequoia hits him. So Sequoia gets the move that LA Knight does, and boom, it's over. 1, 2, 3. And here we're at 9:56. It'll be 9:57 any second, and the networks will cut in, and that'll be it. It's funny how they time this out every week, isn't it? There you go. Do I have a copyright logo in a second? Nope. Well, Roman Reigns just speared him. Out of nowhere, Roman Reigns just spears him. Oh, my word. Can you believe that? All right, 9:57. Let's go, boys. A little bit behind. Okay. So that's what's going on with wrestling. And I think what I'm going to do is probably log off right now. Yep, there's a copyright thing. All right. I'll probably log off right now. Finish eating some popcorn. I'm sure I'll come on again tomorrow night. We'll get more down and dirty with a few things. I have a few more things planned, and then we'll go from there. But for the time being, once again, check out my sponsors: Top Fitness Strategies, Transact Card, Plato Productions, all of them right there, all of it flying under one roof. And we can talk about that more. Again, if you're in finances at all or looking to get a different debit card, believe me when I tell you this is something unique, something different, something you should actually really look at and go from there. Okay. And I'll just leave it at that. So I will stop it here. I appreciate everyone being here and listening and putting up with my chewing. So is there something else I was going to say? No, that's about it. No, I'll stop it here. This is Andrew. I am Popcorn and Whiskey. Yes, I am the face who runs the place. So until next time, ciao.